Are you using sales scripts and still not being able to close your sales calls? In this video, I'm going to share with you why sales scripts don't work, especially in times like today. But the good news is, I'm also going to share with you how to fix it so you can close sales immediately and see your revenue grow. You ready for this? Let's get into it. Are you ready? I'm just about to disclose. But wait, you know what? Let me share a story with you. I like to share stories. You know that, right? Now, this is a real life story. I'm going to read it off my computer here. So, what happens in this case is a lady that I was helping. She reached out to me middle of the night. Like she messaged me. Of course, I saw it in the morning. But when I looked at it, I'm like, 2 a.m. in the morning. Here's the text, right? So she's like, she's been having a problem about closing calls. She's been using scripts for a long time and she's had over 50 calls she's had, right? And she's still not being able to close. And now this is the text, what she says, right? She's like, we have 4 calls booked. First was not a good fit. So look forward to the 3 tomorrow. We'll see. And this is at 2:35 in the morning, right? And she's freaked out. She's thinking what to do, right? Are you in the position where you're like sort of freaking out now? But let's listen to what she says then. I have reworked the script now as my program wasn't attractive enough for the prospect beyond me being unable to close them. Are you feeling this? When you can't close, you're like, oh, the problem's with the script. I got to fix it. It's not. Let me share with you a little bit more. Look at what she says. I now understood more what they want so I can offer a more desirable end result and make it easier for all of us. That's what she says. Now she's really optimistic she's going to close, right? I'm like, great. Hopefully she closes now. What happens a week later? So I'll read off another text here. So this is on the 12th of August, which is like just about a few weeks ago. And she says, so we've been having a chat in the meantime, and then I said, "How's it going?" And then she's like, "Not that great." I said, "Okay, look, I'll help you. Let's come on a chat." And here this is what she messaged me. She said, "Oh, that would be just so great," referring to me helping her, right? And what she says next is, "I am just quite frustrated with the numbers at this point. Frustrated. Taking 50 calls, reading off a script, can't close. Frustrated, right? I'm learning a lot, but my psychology and mindset are tanking and it's not helping." Are you feeling that your psychology and mindset is tanking as well? Your energy is going low? I would love to know what I'm doing wrong and finally improve. So she reaches out to me for help. And this video, I want to help you as well, because I think this, what she's saying here is exactly that you might be feeling, and I want to help you. So this is how it goes, all right? I want you to remember these series of numbers. Are you ready? Write these 3 magic numbers down. 7, 38, 55. So what is it? Look, what is sales? Let's talk about what is sales. Sales is purely communication. Like you and I, we're having a chat, right? So in communication, they say 7% is the words you use. 38% is how you say those words. And 55% is the body language. So when the physical appearance, how they smile, how they don't smile, what they do with their hands, that is part of the communication. So you see, the biggest part is the body language. Now, when you're taking when you're taking the call over the phone, you don't have the body language, right? So it's gone. So a big piece has gone. So it should be a lot more simpler, right? And a lot easy as well, but it's not. Now on the call, if you only take these numbers, the person cannot see you anymore. So they're going to base the feeling and how they judge you based on the words and how you say it. So the 7%, which is words of the whole communication, on the phone, it becomes 15% is what words you use, and 85% is how you say it. Let me go deeper, right? And I want to really anchor this down. But if you're really sort of following this, just give me that like button, okay? Before I share a lot more, okay? So comment below and subscribe as well. So you can, if you're enjoying these videos, you can get more of this in the future. Let's get into it, okay? I don't want to hold you any longer, okay? It's really exciting for me as well. Now think about this, right? You are meeting your friend. Let's say you meet your friend and You're preparing to meet your friend, you meet him, and you're going out, and then all of a sudden, you're like, wait, hang on. You take out something to read, and then you're like, let me just read it and say what I'm going to say. How it's going to feel? It's going to feel so awkward, right? So you don't actually read off a script. You just go with the feeling of connecting with the person. That's exactly what you want to do on the call. Okay, so if you're on the call and you're actually reading, let's say you've got your script on another phone and you're reading off the script, the person can feel that you're reading it. So don't read. I'm not saying don't use a script. I'm saying don't read it word for word. A script here is a bullet point that guides you what to say next. You can actually, okay, I need to discuss this. Then you feel and you feel the feeling and say it out. Let me give you an example. Let's say a typical call, right? A typical script will actually say, where's the script? Let's say a typical script. Let's just assume that this is a script here, right? You're reading of the script, and the script says, the person calls you, and then you say, okay, this is how the call is going to go. First, I'm going to ask about your problem. Then I'm going to ask about where you want to go. And then I'm going to see if I can help you. You see, when you read, your tone is different. The person can feel that you're reading. But if you actually use this as a bullet point, and then you're like, okay, welcome to the call. So before we start, is it okay if I just take a bit of a moment to share with you how we're going to do this call? You're going to be like, yes. And then I'm going to be like, okay, great. So maybe for a bit, I want to really understand your problems. And then after that, we can sort of see where you want to go. And then we can see if you're the right fit for one another. You see what I just did? That I covered the points in the script, but in this case, I made it conversational. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to read off the script. Okay? You want to make it conversational so that, remember that 85% on the call, it's the feeling that comes out. You want to give your feeling into it so that the prospect on the other side connects with you. And this is so important. Let me give you another example. Let's say you're in a niche of relationship, or you're in a niche of, where they're talking a lot about health, right? And some people are really low in their health and they want to talk. If you read off the script and then you say, okay, tell me more about your health, or tell me more about your relationship. Okay. Now tell me how you feel. Okay. Now, what if you don't fix this? How will you feel? You're reading, and it doesn't connect, doesn't it? It doesn't connect. But if you actually take that as a bullet point and you put a feeling inside it, and you say, okay, can you tell me a little bit about your problem? I'm very curious. You see, you make it a bit softer. You're feeling the feeling here, and then it goes through to the prospect. That's what you want to feel on the call. That's what you want to use. That how you speak, it is so important compared to the words. If you use the wrong tonality, you're dead, right? Right? So for example, I'll give you another one. This is pretty interesting. So if the prospect comes and says, oh man, I feel really bad. I just need someone to listen to me. And you're like, okay, well, what do you want to say? I'm listening. You're saying the same words, but look at the tone. The person like, hang on, are you really listening to me? But now if you change it and then you speak with a softer tone, okay, what is it? I'm actually listening to you. You see, it's a lot softer. So when you're closing sales and you have a script, no matter how good the script is, if you don't speak it the way you want to connect with your prospect, you cannot close the call. And that's what happens when majority people out there, they take a script literally and they try to close the call. It doesn't work. Objection handling. Let's talk about objection handling, right? Yes, I'll give you a script. When someone says, hey, price is too expensive, say this. When someone says, I need to talk to my spouse, say this. Does it work? It doesn't work. It's the same thing, right? If you say price is too expensive, you're like, okay, wait, hang on. Okay, why is it expensive? I can make it cheaper for you and I can give you a discount. You see, I'm reading. You can feel it, right? Even if I give you a perfect script of how to handle every objection, if you're reading it off without feeling it and bringing your intention to help someone, you cannot close the call. Now, if someone throws a price objection and says, oh, it's too expensive, you now have a guideline to say, few things, and then you say, okay, may I understand, is it a question of price or value? I'm very curious. Can you share with me a little bit more? Now you see what's happened. You've opened the prospect up, you've softened the call, and you've allowed for negotiation. And that's exactly what needs to happen in a sales call. So if you're using a script and it's not closing, this is probably what you're not doing. So I hope this video helped. And I want you to remember these three numbers again when you're closing sales: 7, 38, 55. Till the next video, A, B, C. Always be connecting.